The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's brought to you in association with Levi Solicitors, Leeds law firm. Michael, your favourite out of all the law firms?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not just in Leeds.
Is that because of their range of services?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Like
Pitbull. Yeah, Mr. 305.
Yeah. They don't do worldwide though. It's mainly UK.
Yeah.
But get in touch with them for wills, probate and conveyancing.
Yeah. Sure, that's not it. Sure, it's not just a lawyer that does three services.
No, that's not it, but they're the best ones.
That's what everyone's talking about.
Yeah. That's the hot ones.
Yeah. The big popular things at the minute. Yeah, Good. Thank you for that. There is a 10% discount on your legal fees, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. All sorts of things that they do. You can find details of those on that website, which is available worldwide.
Correct.
Like Pitbull. On with the show. Dan here with Michael, with Moscow. Weekly update. It's what everybody's talking about, isn't it? Not this show, but Leeds United getting promoted. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to talk about the Flamingo Land video, which has essentially consumed my life in the last 24 to 48 hours? Which, for anybody who's not seen it, explain what happens, Michael.
It's a little competition. It's Georgie Ruter and Archie Gray against Joe Rodon and Ethan Ampadu. And it's a sponsored piece, really, just for Flamingo Land. It's the sort of thing that clubs churn out all the time. Sometimes it's a little...
Peacocks against flamingos, by the way, in the blue kit and the pink kit, yeah.
The worst of it are kind of cringeworthy things of like Jordan Henderson going, yes, I love Nivea, or whatever. But this...
Or wills, probates, conveyancing.
Yeah, that's that sort of ropey old stuff. But this is just pure joy. I don't
like
know
wills, probates and conveyancing.
Well...
The will's not always that much joy.
No.
And the probate tends to come under fairly heavy circumstances, but...
Maybe you've got rich relatives you disliked.
That's true.
In which case, it's all good.
Scrooge McDuck. You'd be glad to see the back of him.
Well, exactly. But no, this is just lovely stuff. It's the little competition, so they're drawing, they're doing animal noises, and it turns out they're all quite bad at all of those things, but that's part of the joy of it.
Yeah, and Georgie Ruter screaming the word porcupine.
Hippopotam?
Yeah.
He says as well.
And he was pretending to be spoiler alert, a turtle, I think it was. Flapping it. Is it wings that turtles have got?
Yeah, I think he's trying to demonstrate a shell, isn't he?
Yeah.
But it's not entirely clear.
Well,
have you seen this, Moscow?
No. Turtles don't have wings.
No.
I know that from
They've got those
it.
flappy bits at the side, haven't they, that come out of the shell. Are we going to call them arms?
Flappers.
Yeah, the flappers.
Limbs.
Yeah.
Go with limbs. You're on safe ground with limbs.
Very much so.
You will appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Some lovely moments in there. Fill the heart with joy. It's nice to know that we've got some nice people in the club, isn't it? They strike you all as lads you would enjoy just watching film this. If you're in the room, you'd be going, ah.
I think George is obviously a highlight. Archie Gray's young and lovable. But for me, Joe Rodon being kind of cross about the whole thing is the best bit, because he is getting involved and doing it. But when he's asked to do a donkey impression for a second time, he just gets really cross about it.
They'd never quite made... I would have just given them a series when it was Joffrey against Creswell. It was a little golden period of Leeds United videos, every single one ending in an argument about something.
Which Charlie Creswell always won.
Yes, two incredibly stubborn people trying to decide which Christmas chocolate is more important than another. Was great stuff.
So when Joe Rodon was asked to do an impression of a donkey, he pulled on a shirt of...
Are you setting me up for a joke?
Yeah, I think
okay, right. Rasmus Christensen.
I knew you'd go for Rasmus, because we were just talking about him before.
He's also I think he's probably the most obvious donkey in our squad as well, isn't he? But not good at anything.
Rasmus?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Rasmus.
Not even driving, Like, you'd think one core skill you'd be able to just be competent with.
Have I imagined this? So back in the 80s, maybe the 90s, that there used to be an eat or chant for people who were donkeys.
Yeah.
It's a sort of lesser seen insult now, isn't it?
It was Tony Adams he was like the donkey, wasn't he? The press dubbed him that. I think he was on the front page of The Sun or something. I think
those guys.
Yeah. I think they liked doing stuff like that in that period, didn't they? It was like the turnip thing was good. Now we'll do the donkey thing.
Yeah.
Maybe people have lost touch with nature and they don't know what a donkey sounds like anymore.
I'll probably clip it actually for propaganda next week. Rodon's donkey is a bit unusual. I don't think it's entirely He gets the sort of intonation of it right, but I feel like is it more high pitched than it should be or something?
Which is the kids' film that's got an animated donkey in it?
Shrek?
I think that's right, isn't it? So maybe everybody thinks...
But he talks.
Yeah, exactly.
Donkey talks like it's Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
So when anybody trying to do, like, they'd see Tony Adams and they'd start doing Eddie Murphy impressions at him, and it's just we've lost the connection with the animal world.
And
it's all filtered through
Eeyore as well
films.
from the Donkeysphere.
Mm.
Which, what was he in? Is he Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back to bears again.
All right.
Makes you think.
Should we move on
Yeah, go on.
from this zoo chat and get into promotion chat? Because that's really all that's happened this week, isn't it? The midweek games have been played. The game
that happens, big things.
I'm just trying to stay relaxed and chill about this, Moscow.
But these are huge developments.
Not getting caught up in the promotion frenzy. Game in hand gone for Southampton.
Exactly. And look where they are, 4th.
We are now legit second, aren't we?
And Southampton are now legit rubbish.
That is true. That is true.
And that's not my opinion. That's the opinion of their manager. Cowards.
Courage. Lack courage.
Yep. You know who else lacks courage? Cowards.
Yes.
So that's essentially what he's calling them.
I think that seems fair enough. It wasn't quite as good as it looked for about 30 seconds, but then as we know, Phil Hay ruined it with tweets, which we've just recorded with Phil and we have addressed it, that he jinxed it. But Ipswich are always going to beat Rotherham. Well, only beating Rotherham by a single goal at home and in the last minute almost doesn't count as a win.
This is the whole Rotherham thing. It's not quite worked out, but on the rare occasions when I sort of make a point about football and it actually sort of makes sense, I feel quite proud. So I'm sure I said at the start of the season that they could not go on just conceding so many goals and keep doing well. And their goals against is like relegation positions. And they keep doing so. This was their this is their third 4-3 of the season. Obviously, there was the one they lost to us, and then they beat Blackburn by the same score. They've done how many 3-2s? There's 1, 2, there's a 4-2, 3 3-2s, 4. There's 4 3-2s going either way. And if every single game is like 1 goal in 5 or 1 goal in 7, it's going to wear you down a little bit. And I think that's where they kind of came unstuck recently for a little while. Hopefully they can stay unstuck, but that's where my theory is falling down, is that they keep getting these mad scorelines, but winning them, which is quite frustrating. Whereas Southampton have clearly just given up.
Finished.
Yeah. I only saw the very end of that last night, but I want to give a shout out to Leeds legend Louis Coyle, who was done for pace in stoppage time by Southampton's winger.
I saw this, Moscow, and I thought similar, I think. Promotion odds, have you seen these now?
Not looked.
Right, so I've decimalised these just because it's easier than dealing with odds on and all that sort of stuff. Leicester for promotion are 1.03, so if you put £1 on, you would win 3 pence if they go back up. Leeds, we are 1.33, so if you put £1 on, you get 33 pence back for your winnings. Obviously with your stake as well. Southampton 1.8, Ipswich 2.25. Then you're down to sort of West Brom, Coventry, Hull, Norwich, Middlesbrough in that order. We were getting increasingly longer odds as you go. So out of the second place candidates, we're hot favourites.
Bloody hell! Bloody hell!
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I do sort of think we might be the best team in the league. So it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I've enjoyed this period of chasing. And it's come to an end now because we're second. Although it's not come to an end, actually, because we play Leicester, don't we?
Still one more to chase.
So I guess the chasing will never be done until they're overturned.
I think them losing to Middlesbrough was a big advantage, not just in kind of the league table, but it sort of means that if they beat us on Friday, we are exactly where we would have expected to be anyway, because we would have expected them to beat Middlesbrough, so those 3 points were essentially on the board before we go into the game on Friday. We assumed they would be 3 points further ahead than they are. So if we don't take advantage of it, we've not really lost anything. So Middlesbrough...
I like this way of thinking.
with Luke Ayling and Sam Greenwood and Johnny Howson all to the fore, kind of took the pressure off a little bit for that match where we can just go and beat them anyway, and then we can haul them in because we're closer to Leicester now than we were to Ipswich at one point. Are we? Where are Ipswich now?
Well, I was going to say
the mud.
We recorded with Phil before this, which is it's a show that's going to come out after it. But yeah, because I looked at the table after the Preston game, and we were 9 points behind Ipswich at that point. And I don't know if you've noticed now we're level on points with them. So we've overturned a 9-point gap there, 9 points behind Leicester. And that was 8 games ago. We've got loads of games left now. We've got 13 to overturn this point gap.
And Leicester are, of course, still lumbered with that bald fraud in charge.
Yeah.
And
so
all our
could do with
games-
getting rid ASAP.
All our games are against absolute nonsense teams as well. Leicester's really it's Leicester.
I love how much
I must admit,
tempting fate.
I did look at the fixtures and go, once we get past Leicester, we could basically win every game till the end of the season.
Yep. It's only Southampton we've got to worry about after that. So who's this? Huddersfield, rubbish. Stoke, don't make me laugh. Sheffield Wednesday, League One already. Millwall,
Stop it.
dropping down the table. Watford, they'll probably have 6 new managers by then. Hull, actually emerging as a threat, but still not to worry.
Not to worry. I love
Yeah.
the extent of your analysis is not to worry.
Coventry, depends on the state of the French car industry.
Yeah.
Sunderland, they've sacked. Well, they might have a good manager, but it won't help them. Blackburn, they can't even do paperwork properly. Middlesbrough will throw it because of the aforementioned links, and also their good players. Ayling and Greenwood can't play against us. Howson won't try. Howson will be going around whispering in Ethan Ampadu's ear, or get them back up, get them. I don't care about Middlesbrough. Fuck this place. And then QPR still haunted by the ghost of Neil Warnock. They couldn't even get the best out of Tyler Roberts, so I don't know how they get the best out of any of whoever plays for them now. Chair, we'll sit him down, and then we beat Southampton and we're up.
Simple as that.
The championship. People listen to those not the top 20 podcasts and whatever, and all those ones that are like general football league. Easy, because all the teams are rubbish. That's all you have to say.
Apart from us.
Yeah, exactly.
Us,
Leicester, Ipswich are all right. Southampton, we've established, are gone.
Do you think we'll draw any of those games, or
Straight wins.
Straight
Why would
wins.
we draw with Sheffield Wednesday? Pervader can't even play against us, so they've got nothing.
I mean, he can.
so we're going to be looking?
Because he's not on loan. He signed for them permanently.
I think it went the other way, didn't it? They were going to sign him permanently, then switch.
Oh, did they turn into a loan?
Last minute loan? Yeah,
of course, right. That's fine. Oh,
Which may well have been to nullify that big threat. That somebody realised that it's the only way. That would have been why the negotiations went to the last hour. Is you can buy him, but he can't play against us.
Which you're not allowed to
yeah.
do, actually. Are you? You're forbidden from banning players from doing that if you sell them. But if you loan them, then you can obviously put it as a clause in the contract. Well done, Leeds United, if you've done that.
If we can somehow find a clause that keeps Barry Bannon out of the equation as well, just to really, belt and braces approach to safety first.
Has it been like a
against Sheffield Wednesday.
10-year loan?
Yeah. I mean,
South Yorkshire.
it's still waiting for Pervader to go back to Manchester City at some point when they
recall him. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I was saying on the show with Phil, which again, spoiler alert, look out for that. I'm just quite enjoying the whole thing. I've enjoyed the challenge of this season a lot more than I think I've enjoyed many seasons recently. And I think from an emotional weight point of view, I'm possibly enjoying this slightly more than the Bielsa promotion season. I don't know.
It isn't as heavy.
We don't
I
have
don't think.
the worldwide disease as a factor. I think also helps. There was quite an unusual situation around the last promotion in general, where we got to March, and then there's sort of the slight wondering of who is actually going to still be around by the time football ever resumes again. That felt like quite a big depressing moment.
I was going to say, you say that. I've just realised that is exactly the time I was being treated for depression. So, yeah. So that's possibly why I feel a little bit better this time around, because I'm not. Fucking hell.
I do think this feels less... It felt like the Bielsa thing was something we had to get over the line, though, and it was very fragile. It felt like week to week we had to just please be okay. Please be okay this week. Whereas I feel like if we lost to Leicester, we could bounce back and it might be okay. Whereas I don't know, probably the emotional damage of the Wigan game and the playoffs, and then the bad run and the Forest game and all that sort of stuff. If it meant by the time we got to the running in that season, we'd basically had 18 months of horror and stress.
We hadn't overcome our Leedsiness at that point, had we? That's the crucial thing, yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like we were an injury away from it all going wrong. And I feel like this time it's a bit more secure. I say until Joe Rodon gets injured and we start conceding loads of goals.
Well, even then, Pascal Strauch will be back soon. So there's still the options. I've thought that with people saying that, well, should Strauch come back in ahead of Ampadu and all this stuff? I think knowing how the Championship is and how football goes, you just need to wait a couple of weeks and somebody will get injured and get in. So things will move around. So it's going to like keep the team as it is for as long as you can, because it will inevitably need to change. But the difference with Farke as against somebody like, for example, Russell Martin, which is a serious point about his post Hull defeat Blues, where he's really tearing into his own players in a way that I've never heard Farke say. It's been almost quite difficult to hear Farke when we do lose a game to just go like, yeah, they just need to take some more chances, but they're still doing pretty well. We'll sort it out with the next game. Whereas he's all, what's he saying? He says,
these chumps are finished. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah,
they'll never win again.
It's not very often I have
bunch of bottlers. It's
not very often I have to question our courage as a team, but tonight I am really annoyed. I don't actually care. If I was a Southampton fan, I don't care if Russell Martin's annoyed.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? That to say that about your team under these circumstances with the pressure of promotion on the line, it really is like it's the sign of a little wobble. And I don't know if I'm projecting it. No, stop there. I don't want to know what the evidence is that count as my point, Michael.
Yeah, he said he called them all out. He was slagging off the mums.
Yeah, which will make you furious.
The wives. He even got in slagging off some of the kids.
Right.
He got into saying how they'd all let him down.
Yeah.
And they should be taken off him, he said.
Right.
Really strong stuff. This is behind closed doors. He was saying this stuff.
How did you find this out? Just
the mole
leaks.
Southampton.
Through the mums, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Mums Network. The Mums Net.
Mums Net. Is that? You should start a website, actually.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
His actual comeback was to say that every time there's been a setback, players, support staff, everyone rallies together. We have to go and be more us than ever on Saturday. But that does come at the end where it's saying, we lacked. He opens it by saying we lacked courage in the first half in a big way. I am really annoyed. They were braver than us. At Bristol, we lacked aggression. Tonight, we lacked courage. The biggest difference, Hull were all in. I'm really frustrated and hurt by the first half, because we lack the courage to really play football properly. The biggest mistake you can ever make is not help your mate out on the ball. Second half, we were good. The problem is nobody cares if you're good if you're 2-0 down. Oh, poor you. And then, it's not often we have to question our courage at the team, but tonight I'm really annoyed. And we've never heard, I don't know if we've ever been as bad as Southampton seemingly are, but Farke's never torn into his players that way, has he? It's all been, these are... he's not quite the good ladsness or good guysness of Marsh, but it's just been like, no, I just basically need to get them to score more and they'll be fine.
The sense that somebody's just sitting there going, do you know, it's fine. Don't worry, it's fine. Adds a lot of kind of calm, it pours oil on stormy waters.
Especially after 22 games unbeaten, they lose 2 and he's all like, oh, I can't believe it. I'm so annoyed.
I just have to say, every time you say the word courage as well, the company that I used to work for, its charity mascot was Courage the Cat, which is sort of like an emo version of Lucas the Cop Cat. So every time you say courage, I picture a giant man-sized cat.
Yeah, it was the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I kicked all this off.
Yeah.
And now it's got Southampton's form to answer for.
Right.
I'm trying to look up Courage the Cat.
If you look up courage and then cash for kids, if you Google that, you'll see the cat in question.
I believe I found a website I'll do some investigation.
He wears sunglasses.
I can see him now. He's got
courage,
got a kilt on this picture for some reason. Was that a standard thing?
Yeah, likes to flash.
Oh, okay. I was in Arbroath. That'd be why.
Yeah.
They've quickly stuck a kilt on him.
Mm-hmm. Favourite character in Wizard of Oz?
Tin Man.
Why?
Metal. Recyclable.
Actually, do you know, just talking about the various responses to the promotion charge, and Martin, when I think of Russell Martin, because obviously you mentioned the bald fraud, Maresca's got no hair. Russell Martin has got hair. Has he got the best hair out of all those? Because we're going to rank on the member show. We're going to rank all the Championship managers once we discover who all they all are. Sorry, and I think we did say hair and sex appeal is going to be one of them, isn't it? It's going to be one of the criteria.
Yeah, he likes his own hair too much, does Martin?
You think?
Yeah, I hope he loses it.
Yeah, Well, I mean, that comes as a real shock coming from you.
No, I don't hope Daniel Farke loses his.
No.
His is nice.
Yeah. Luscious.
Mm.
What products do you think he uses in it?
I don't know.
Avocado?
What products do you use on hair? It's been a while.
Soap and that. Bit of soap, bit of the old, I think avocado. Sounds good, doesn't it? Hyaluronic acid, that's in all the adverts these days. Don't know what that is.
Acid on your head? That's insane.
No?
No. What's that meant to do?
I don't know.
All right, fine.
Sorry, we're going up anyway. We were talking about that, weren't we? And even though Ipswich got that really, really late winner, which was upsetting.
It's interesting, though, to look at the stats from that game, because you'd imagine that they might have struggled but ultimately deserved to win it. They sort of didn't. They didn't particularly dominate the ball. They didn't dominate the chances.
Rotherham had more accurate passes than they did as well.
Yeah,
wow.
These things can occasionally happen where a team has a few, like their 3 shots on target go in, and you end up finding yourself thinking, fucking hell, how have we managed to not be winning this? But they'd scrape through and maybe just about deserved to, but like Rotherham gave them a good game, is what I'm saying. And we saw Rotherham a while ago, and Rotherham was absolute dog shit.
Is it a reminder of the Barnsley game in the promotion season where we absolutely struggled to get it over the line against the clearly inferior side, but just gave us the runaround on the day?
I flicked over for stoppage time because I got the alert on Cafu scoring his penalty, so I was quite interested in what was happening. And the Ipswich Town commentators were saying that they'd basically been rubbish.
Yeah, I heard that bit as well. Yeah, I was surprised to hear that. So yeah, we've been terrible this half.
I would also take issue with Rotherham as approach in stoppage time after getting that penalty, because I would have tried to defend.
Yeah.
I've felt like they were inadequate in that department when it came down to it. It wasn't like...
School report requires improvement.
Yeah, they really didn't make the 4th goal, the winner in the 95th minute, difficult for Ipswich to score. So
it was quite a weak finish, wasn't it? As well, like he cut inside and...
Yeah, there was just loads of room. Like, I suppose Rotherham don't care because they're getting relegated anyway and they just lose all the time anyway. So it's almost pointless trying to do anything.
I mean, they are on 19 points.
Yeah, but there was
the nihilism of Rotherham.
After getting it to 3-3 and scoring that stoppage time penalty, you'd think just all 11 in the penalty area, but there was only about 4 of them back.
It must be quite tiring running around for 95 minutes, though.
Yeah, they only had to do it for 1 more minute.
Yeah, fair point.
Obviously, Keith Stroud managed to throw in a yellow card for somebody taking a throw in from the wrong place as well. So it was like the perfect Tuesday night. So some people will have been wasting their time watching Champions League football last night. No, not when you can watch Keith Stroud with his yellow card out.
I made the decision not to watch either of these games because I think it was this year we actually stayed up under Jesse. I got in a thing of watching Burnley games and other games around us, and I just stressed myself out far too much with it. So I've tried not to, but it did mean I then just check my phone roughly every 3 minutes, just going, oh, fucking hell. Oh, God, it's 2-0 now. Oh, shit.
It's unavoidable, isn't it?
It is, really.
Yeah, unavoidable.
But while results keep going for us, also quite pleasant.
Yep, so we've got other results just to wrap up. Some transfer news. It's late February. What's going on? So at the 21s, the women, the Allen. What do you want to start on here with the rest of it?
Well, I suppose who's left in the under 21s?
Well,
we've sold one of them.
Allen was a key player.
Hey, yeah, it's good that.
It's all right, isn't it?
You're really pleased with yourself there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, he's gone to York though.
Right.
On loan for a bit.
Which is the same stadium.
It is the under 21s stadium.
Just has to go there on different days.
Could
Not
he
really a big loan move at all.
Could he do both?
He probably could. He's a young fella and he's probably good enough. He is one of the good players.
Well, you won't be making a compilation video of his worst bits while he's on loan there, as you did for another of our promising youngsters.
Depends what he does.
If he goes in net, maybe.
Yeah. He might be better.
Yeah, possibly. But the under 21s lost to Chelsea at the weekend, and then, even though it was ages ago now, they did beat Bournemouth, didn't they?
That was where Sonny Perkins scored late on, wasn't it? That one.
Him again.
Do you remember
Charlie
him?
Cresswell.
What if he is the Hail Mary that comes on and scores as like the winning promotion goal or something like that late in the season?
He feels like he's a way off.
Right.
I suppose injuries to... What would it take for Sonny Perkins to get on the bench? Injuries to Pirro,
Bamford,
Joseph,
Gelhardt.
Bamford, Gelhardt as well, yeah.
Right.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Don't let those four travel together. That's what I'm saying.
Like the president and the vice president.
Exactly. Yeah. Separate planes.
Yeah.
Kind of keep one of them in a bunker, just in case. The interesting thing when we played Chelsea on Monday was Charlie Creswell playing at centre half. I don't know if the showdown talks he was having with Daniel Farker about playing more football ended with him well. I know where you can play, Charlie, but
against Chelsea, no,
yes.
Not that one.
But you do wonder, don't you, if there has been like quite legitimately said to him, right, I'm going to put you back in there as a sort of a test of his mettle kind of thing, and then if you pass that one without kicking up a stink, you'll find yourself back in the first team squad.
It's maybe just a good idea to get him actually playing a game, because it's the weird nowhere land that him and Joe Gelhardt found themselves in, where all they do is train an actual match sometimes. Well, who wouldn't want the morale boost of being beaten 2-0 by Chelsea at Thorpe Arch?
Yeah.
And I can only assume Chelsea's under-21s is full of people they spent like £80 million on, who you've never heard of. Yeah,
definitely. Can we finish this bit of the show by you doing an impression of an animal?
What do you want?
What do you want to do? Do a peacock.
Peacocks are quite shrill, aren't they? They're like, eh!
The Square Ball Podcast.